I do agree with what you're saying to a degree. I think I think what happens, that's just my opinion, is that if we're talking about our community, and I know I like to use other examples. We can have that mindset in our community because there's not a lot of marriages, right? But there's certain rooms you can't go into. There's certain parties you won't be invited to. There's certain groups you won't be associated with if you were single, because a lot of families still hold that with a lot of validity. They won't do business with you if you're single. You can't go on vacation with them if you're single. And so I say shame because in this day and age, there is aggressive energy. I do agree that we need to promote it positively, but I think that it probably needs to be a little bit of both. There needs to be some aggressive push, shame, whatever, and then there needs to be some positive examples. But I'll land it there.
If you don't think we should shame, Callie, what do you think we should do?
I just said it. Spread it with love. Spread it, spread the joy, spread the peace. Give someone a reason to look forward to something, right? Like if it's one thing, yeah, you can train people in certain ways. You can train them with more fear. You can train them with love. But I prefer to just train them with love. And I feel that when you highlight things that are great about your marriages, the success about marriages, or even just not just the downfall of a marriage, but the financial benefits you can get from being married. There's so many beautiful attributes to highlight when it comes to a marriage that we just dim down and just keep shoving something that I could open your mouth and shove these words down your throat.
The thing is, I hear you, but they've been doing that since right before feminism. I think what should happen is they should start talking about the bad parts, so people know that, okay, this does happen, and you're supposed to stay. And we got 30 years in. They shouldn't forget about the good parts and forget about how lovey you feel, because that's only a moment. People need to know that, hey, it's gonna feel real shitty, but here we are 15 years later and we good. Not, oh,
we're already talking about the bad parts, though. We're
no,
already
no,
doing that.
but see,
The
the thing is,
downfall side.
people are talking about the bad parts when they're leaving. They're not talking about the bad parts when they're staying together. We're here about the bad parts,
Yeah,
about the people who left.
that's McCoy. That's the worst part of it. That's the worst.
What do you mean?
It gets no worse than that. Divorce can get no worse than that. That's the worst you can.
But
It's
see, the
like you
thing
said.
is, people
We've
don't.
been talking about the negative. Look, let me say this, man. Most people don't want to get into it because they don't want to. They're selfish. Let's be honest. Most people are selfish. They don't want to do the work. You got to put your hard hat on and go with your lunch pail every day, 24, 365 days. There's no off day in marriage. There is no off day. Ain't no I'm gonna take a vacation. No, it's 24/7. You marry. You gotta be ready to put that work in. And
That's
most
what I'm
people are too
saying.
lazy and selfish to put that work in. They not ready to do it. So you know what they ready to do? I'm just gonna shack up and play house.
But
I'd
see,
rather do that. So in case we deal with some adversity, I could easily pick up and move out, and with no consequences, no backlash, no nothing.
but now you're making my point though. Like I said, it comes with trials and tribulations, and if people keep talking about the good parts, nobody's going to know that it comes with trials and tribulations. We hear about the trials and tribulations, but that's only from people that left. Of course, people need to know about divorce and how bad it can be, but people need to know that we went through this bad thing that somebody could have got a divorce from, and we stayed together. That's the point. Because you think that now in 2025 that people are just going through these things. No, people was going through this stuff 50, 60 years ago. They just decided to stick through it, whether it was for the family or because they didn't have nowhere to go or what.
Hey, Khalil, how long do you think that the traditional vows has been around? When people get married, those traditional vows that
I
people
mean,
take.
a long time. I don't have the initial. I'm not looking it up right now, but I could. But
With that being said, we've been told that you're making this commitment through better or for worse, through sickness or through health, through riches or through poor. That's all. That sums it all up right there. There's nothing
No, it doesn't. Those are just words. And if people,
those aren't words.
and if all we hear, and if we only hear bad stories,
hear me out. The very things,
I
those
agree with
very
you.
things, literally tells you what to expect in this relationship.
I agree with you, but we're talking about two different things, though, bro.
Well, no, it's not. So you're saying to highlight, because basically that's what people are doing now.
You're still talking about.
Let me finish, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
People are now highlighting all of the cons, all of the worst things that can happen in a marriage. She can leave you. She not gonna give you sex. He gonna abuse you. He gonna do this. She gonna do that. That's all that people talk about now. So I think that's not doing any justice to anybody.
I agree, bro. That's not what I'm talking about.
That's why the black community, we get married at a 30% rate right now, and it's expected to be 16%.
Okay, so
is my
internet working well?
If we keep doing what we're doing, that's not going to help anything.
I think the
thing is, hold on, right quick, True. The thing is, I don't know if my internet is working well or if people can hear me, but I agree with what you're saying, Viz, with what you're saying, Viz. But we're saying two totally different things. You're talking about what people are saying, and I'm talking about what people are seeing and doing. Again, you're talking about what we see versus when people leave. Oh, she can leave you. Oh, it's going to be a divorce. No, we need to hear that. No, it was effed up and it worked out. That's what we need to hear. We don't need to hear like, oh, it was effed up and we left each other and it went bad. We was in divorce court. No, we need to hear it was effed up. It worked out. She did some bullshit and it worked out. He did some bullshit and it worked out. That's what we need to hear.
Do you know a good amount of couples, of married couples that's been together for some years?
I don't know what you consider a good amount, but I know a few.
At least 10 years.
No, I mean a good amount of couples. I know a few couples that have been together for a while. Yes.
And they've never shared that with you.
How could I put it? Maybe not without asking. So no, to answer your question, no. In mass, no, they haven't.
But when you asked them, they told you.
They keep it most of the time. They keep it real vague. To be honest,
I mean, of course, it's their marriage.
But see, that's the point. But that's what I'm saying, though. It's cool. Of course, you keep it real vague. But the thing is, of course, it's their marriage. But what I'm saying is, bro, I'm not saying we need to be telling people, oh, marriage is messed up. We shouldn't get married. And you're going to go through hard times and just leave. I'm saying we need to stop telling people that you need to get happy. You need to be happy in your marriage and your marriage is going to be happy and y'all going to be good. No, you need to know that sometimes it's going to be effed up.
Who's not telling you that though, bro?
But
the thing is, I know that. I'm talking about
that goes down to what I was saying though. What I was saying is you spread the love. Spreading the love isn't always yes, it's gonna be peachy creams and we're gonna go get married and sip ice cream all day. No, you could still
so when you say spread the love,
wait, hold on. Yeah, well, you could still tell the truth and be honest about what's going on if that's what you want to do, but then also explain how you got through it, because just saying this, we didn't get this for a week but we made it out, doesn't give any context as to how you made it out, which is why I said we could maybe teach and share some things about how we're getting out of these situations, or hey, if you ever find yourself here, this is some of the things that I did that worked for me. That is in a loving way. You're not just bashing marriage the whole time. And
you're still talking about getting out. You're still talking about getting out though.
No, I'm not talking about getting out. I'm talking about how we got through it. That is what I'm talking about. I'm saying, hey, this was the problem. This is how we solved it. Now, you can take what I say for face value, or you can tweak it however you need to be tweaked. But especially this younger generations and people you may know, it is best to go off of experience. But also, if you're going to ever see a problem in life, always make sure you have a solution behind it.